All right, we survived that interview with the man with the same name twice. Mucuna, like you've never seen him before. Joining me now to break it down and talk about the state of the nation, state of corruption, state of everything, lawyer Dunstan Omari over there on the far end, and the man in the middle, Mark Bichache, political analyst. Gentlemen, thanks so much for staying late and doing this.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Oh,
Gentlemen,
fantastic.
you watched that interview.
Yes.
You're a lawyer.
Very well.
Dunstan, break it down for us. Is it that difficult for Mucuna to get his citizenship? I mean, come on, help me out. Help us out.
Oh, well, fantastic. A fantastic show. Jeff, you're a tough guy. To have survived that onslaught.
I'm still bleeding.
You are still bleeding internally, but you're fine. It's so simple. Just fill an insertion form. 5-10 insertions, reclaiming back citizenship. Mucuna becomes a citizen. But Mucuna's agenda is different. He's not after being a citizen. He's not after reclaiming that. He's after the entertainment. Had he become a citizen, could he have gotten a chance to be at JKL live? I doubt. So that is his profession. That is how he makes his name. That is how Kenyans get excited about him. But the value for Kenyans, poor showmanship. I wish Mucuna listens to us. Lawyers in this nation, 15,000 lawyers, will have advised him properly.
Can you do that in Canada? Can you get that form filled in Canada?
He can't. The form will be filled at the JK, at the entry point. Mucuna lost his citizenship, and that is a fact. The Constitution of Kenya at that time did not envisage somebody having dual citizenship. By dint of that, whether he sneaked with a passport, whether he did what with his passport and left the country, that passport became invalid by the single act of him having a Canadian citizen. Therefore, there is no citizenship that Mucuna is claiming to be a Kenyan. By emotions, Kenyans will think that Mucuna is a citizenship. He's not a citizen. He must reclaim that by law. He went to law school. He knows the law, but the law that we apply is the Kenyan law. He has no option.
Mark Bichache,
Yes.
Your thoughts about the interview, your thoughts.
First, Jeff, you know the Swahili have a saying about elephants and making fertilizer. Whenever you see a man competing with an elephant to make fertilizer, you must understand either he's a very big man or he's in it for the drama. And that's what Mucuna is in it for. He's in it for the drama. And as Shakespeare once said, that the poet, the lover, and the madman have one thing in common. But the madman is equally mad to all of them, except he sees more demons in his mind than vast hell can hold. Mucuna imagines that the army of Kenya is trained its guns against him. That's one. Number two, he imagines that he's got a huge army called the NRM, which is not even membered by his own family members. Have you ever seen his son tweet? His wife?
No.
Do you know how she looks like?
No.
He has the vote of one person, Mucuna, in NRM. And therefore, this is nothing but drama by an insane man who is luring us into the vortex of his own insanity in the hope that mad people shall revive the ghost of Fidel Castro and cause a revolution in Kenya. That is all he's trying to do.
Whoa. Whoa. Mark, that's heavy, man.
That's the truth.
But at the same time, before we get off the Mucuna train, what is this Kenyan's love affair with Mucuna? There seems to be an endless love affair with him.
Kenyans have a burden to feed their children. Kenyans have a burden to get their lives rolling. A comical relief, Mucuna tops that chart. Entertainment is very expensive. To watch JKL live, you must have a decoder paid for. But Mucuna becomes that relief. And he's perfected that art. Look at the political arena. Comic and satire and dances and rituals have done that. Look at the religious sector. The more we are progressing, the more ritualistic, the more entertainment we do it. Message in Kenya can only land to the people through such theatrics. The problem is that Kenyans love Mucuna, but they don't take anything serious, he says. To them, he's an icon of entertainment, And it all ends there. That is why my good friend says Miguna is a one-man solo affair. A one-man general without a military group behind it. Yeah. So that is the best way to deal with it. Miguna remains like that. For as long as Miguna has known that he cannot attract any following, his following is on Facebook. His following is on the entertainment circles. He still remains relevant. To appear on JKL Live, not a simple show. Look, Miguna has been here for how long time? Very many times. Right now, my friends and my viewers are saying, look, it's tweeting, it's trending. Why? Miguna. Oh my gosh, oh my.
Oh my.
This guy.
Oh my is the word.
Oh my, let us expect. This is a fantastic guy.
Finally, on Miguna,
Yes.
Mark, was Sonko serious in nominating him, you think? Or was this again part of the satire, part of the theater of the absurd?
Miguna and Sonko, birds of a feather, just different heights of madness. The reality of the matter is that Sonko, in trying to escape the pressure of his office, he created a sideshow which Kenyans would focus on and forget to focus that Sonko was in deep trouble. And the reality of the matter is his nomination was not serious. What Sonko did in his imagination is he imagined, who does Jubilee hate more than me? That's who I will nominate to be my deputy, so they will never impeach me, because if they impeach me, they'll end up with Miguna. That was the case. It was the case where two girls came on a date and one was uglier than the other. So who will you choose? You don't like this one's character, you don't like this one's face. That's the problem. But the reality, and I like what the president said, the drama and the theatrics behind the governor of Nairobi must stop. He must understand and exorcise the demon of Kidero from his mind. Kidero is not going to be his excuse forever, because everything is inherited from Kidero. That's number one. Number two, he must wake up and realize he ran on a ticket saying he will fight cartels. You cannot then get into the ring and run away as your Mike Tyson saying, oh my goodness, I did not expect Evander Holyfield in the ring. You understand? It is not news, Governor Sonko, that you came in to fight cartels. If you are going to run away from cartels, what should we Nairobians do? Jeff, do you have 5 bodyguards?
Hey, where?
Sonko says he's unsafe with 5 because he wants 28 bodyguards. To do what exactly? And that's the reality. If he is the father of the county called Nairobi, he cannot be afraid of his own children. This is akin to those preachers who have bodyguards in church. If you preach to these people and you need bodyguards against them, what kind of preacher are you? Aren't you preaching thugs in your sermons? And that's the issue. So what needs to happen very quickly is Sonko needs to get out of this delusion he's in. He is no longer the populist politician who was in opposition all the time, because he cannot oppose himself. That is his dilemma. You see, a populist politician is always playing the game of, I'm doing the good thing for the people against the governor. No, you are the governor. You've got to make some tough decisions, and going to Machakos is not going to help you.
No, it's
You've
not.
got to come back right here.
And I'm glad you segued from Miguna to Sonko, which is good. On Sonko, have we given him enough time? Because, you know, the critics are saying, look, he's only been in office, let's say, okay, election was in August, but he's actually been in office basically for 4 or 5 months, let's say. It's not enough, Dunstan. Should we give him more time?
Whether he's given 10 years, will there be any results? That's the question Kenya are asking. It's not the question of time. A child is seen that this child is going to grow to be a serious analyst, to be a serious lawyer. The clouds tell you that the rains are here. Are there any clouds that Nairobi is going to be better? Who on earth can challenge a president? What Sonko did today, it has never happened. It has never happened.
The president got angry about
And
it.
the president, how do you threaten the president? Boss, the commander-in-chief of hundreds of thousands of armed people in this country? It is such a serious threat to the president. He repeated the president was clearly seated. I thought that anybody in his mind could have just apologized and left. So when you look at that, that is taking the drama too far. Taking the drama too far. And it's time. I did put it very clearly that at the time of the handshake, the people who always defend, who lived by the glory of pretending to defend the president, the people who lived in the glory of defending Raila Odinga, the Migunas and the Sonkos have been exposed. Kasarani at the center, naked. How do they run? Back, left, side. The distance is thousands of kilometers. The ground has shifted. They have not realized that it's no longer the politics that were there. The reality is different. And the reality now are Kenyans are asking for service delivery. They are not asking for anything less. The dances ended on the 26th of October, 2017. Elections are over. Now people are demanding for services. When Sonko decides to nominate Miguna, a clown, what are you telling Kenyans? Do the Nairobians go for that? Nairobians need service delivery. Nairobians need proper service. They don't want dances. They don't want abuses. They don't want threats. They don't want any other issue. So in my own view, it is not for how long that Sonko will be given time. It's the question that what actionable plans are in place for Nairobi to see timelines. In September, we'll have this. In October, we'll have this. And we have seen logistically movements towards that achievement. Yeah. Nothing is there. We do not see any strategic plan. We do not see any action plans in place. We do not see any sense of purpose, any sense of direction.
And yet, Mark, we voted for this man to a man, if you
Yes.
will. Almost 1 million votes.
Yes.
Were we voting for Polycarp, thinking
Yes.
that he's going to run the city and Sonko be Sonko? What were we doing?
The reality of the matter is most Nairobians imagined that Polycarp Igathe will be the safeguard, the ring fence around Sonko's governorship. When Igathe resigned, that is when the rain started beating us. But even worse is Sonko has not realized that you cannot govern Nairobi without Statehouse. It does not matter who's sitting in Statehouse. You cannot run where the seat of power is without consulting with the power that is.
And that's why Kidero had such a hard time.
Exactly. And Kidero, remember, midway through his term, he shifted tact. In fact, ODM called him a traitor because Kidero realized he cannot run Nairobi without the central government. But here's the thing. Sonko is a Jubilee governor, and he needs to realize that he is not in a political competition with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. In fact, Uhuru is sitting pretty. He's on his second term. There is nothing he needs to compete with Sonko by, for, and with. And therefore, the best thing that Sonko can do is humble himself and pray. But humble himself.
And pray.
He needs to humble himself and take his prayers direct to Statehouse and say to Uhuru Kenyatta, Mzee, pole, mimi ni mwenye dhambi, nisamehe, sitaenda Machakos tena. That's what he needs to say. Yes. And once he says that, he needs to realize that Uhuru Kenyatta and his government has to mean well for Nairobi, otherwise he has no legacy. There is no legacy without Nairobi. 60% of the GDP, 4 million Kenyans live here. All the intellectuals live here. This is the gateway into East Africa. Uhuru knows that his big four lives and dies in Nairobi city more than anyone else. And therefore, Sonko needs to get it into his mind as quickly as possible. How do I make political friends as quickly as possible to survive? Otherwise, his current path where he seems to be agitating against the central government, he will lose, because at the end of the day, even if he will not be impeached, the Kenyan people will impeach him in the court of public opinion. And this is Nairobi, my friend. Yeah. Kidero lost a seat that Raila won. Let's understand that. Raila won Nairobi. He had a bigger vote margin, but Kidero lost it for the simple question: what did Kidero do? That's what lost him. And today, Sonko, if he does not wake up and smell the coffee and it's stinking all over Nairobi, because it's stale now, he will lose his governorship.
And his goose will be cooked.
Yes.
His goose will be cooked.
In fact, it's just about to get into the oven. If he continues at this rate, it will be nice and golden brown.
Dunstan, you're looking at images, live photos, live pictures every day. These NYS suspects being wheeled into court. Is anything going to come out of this? Because this is what we do as Kenyans. Oh, you're in court. You were in court yourself. You're in the middle of it.
I defend some of them.
Okay. You think something will be done this time? Or is there a conflict of interest answering this question?
Do you want to win the case for yourself, or do you want to win it for Kenya?
And this is the right position to put to the nation the role of an advocate and a defender of justice. Lawyers defend justice. Lawyers uphold the rule of law. We do not stand to circumvent the law. The state has a duty to bring evidence within the procedures provided by the law. If the evidence is beyond any reasonable doubt, all the convicts will be taken to prison. Our duty as lawyers, true, I'm defending quite a number of them in court, and my role is to ensure that if my clients are innocent, they are acquitted. If my clients have committed an offense and there is overwhelming evidence, it's not a question of praying. Whether I pray, whether I shed tears, whether I tell the judge what, conviction is assured. So my position from where I sit is that now there is a new DPP. As lawyers, 14,000, 15,000 lawyers, no lawyer upholds corruption. No lawyer wants corruption to be conducted in this nation. The effect of corruption is loss of services, loss of taxpayers' money. The lawyer, the fees we earn, we pay tax. We need better roads. We need better hospitals. We need better facilities. So as lawyers, we are affected by the effect of corruption.
Yeah.
And all of us, the Law Society of Kenya has stood firm saying that corruption must end in this nation.
Bichache, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Haji seems very serious.
Yes.
President today was probably his most serious ever.
Yes.
Carry your own cross, all that stuff. Will it happen though? Because we have the will. Do we have the way?
You know, the funniest thing for me is for this nation, this is a Rubicon point. How we cross this Rubicon determines whether our campaign against corruption works. The reality of the matter is I have a bit of hope, actually a lot of hope. Because number one, I saw people who were clerks and approvers and fast approvers and pencil pushers in the NYS being arraigned in court. That's the first time. This is the first time we've arrested the rank and file of a ministry, because a lot of the time we've arrested the Al Capone and we've left his mafia fully in place. That is why you have ex-leaders in the NYS being able to do corruption still, because rumor has it that these guys still have IFMIS passwords.
Yeah.
That's the question. So the reality of the matter is, for us as a nation, and I hope the whole nation is listening to me, that President Uhuru Kenyatta, Chief Justice Maraga, every judge will put their every effort to make sure that justice is served. And then we must pray that lawyers such as Dunstan will be at their most foolish. So that for once, justice must be done.
After all, he'll be paid either way.
Yes, he'll be paid anyway. Fees is the same. The fees are the same.
Yes.
But let's understand one thing. At the same time, Jeff, we have parents who are trying to bribe intelligence into the minds of their children. They are trying to buy exams for their children. What manner of stupid corruption is that? The IQ will not change based on the grade you get in your KCSE or KCP. How corrupt must we be that we're willing to do our corruption in front of our children? And that tells you that we as a nation are sitting in the ICU of our moral fiber as a nation, and we're about to either gain it and gain it for good, or we're about to lose it and lose it forever. Because if those 50 people walk away, no single conviction, I am telling you, a year from now, even kids in nursery school will be doing corruption with Play-Doh. Because the reality of the matter is, if we don't wrestle our nation from corruption today, we've lost it. And that's what Uhuru has realized. Uhuru Kenyatta is going to be the youngest retired president we've ever had. He will have 40 years riding on potholes just like us. He will have 40 years, and we look at him straight in the eye and say, President, you let us down. Today is his moment. This is his hour. They say all the time, cometh the hour, cometh the man. The rubber is about to meet the road. Let's see what the president is made of.
You think he has the will, Dunstan? Do you think he has it?
Definitely 100%. The president has always been having the will. The political terrain did not allow that will to mature. The handshake has provided that political will. That will, the president 100% has been a lone ranger. Now the president has the most opportune moment that has never been given to any president. And he is exploiting it very well. Two, the infrastructure, the criminal infrastructure has changed. The DPP, oh, wonderful, fantastic guy. Yeah. For the first time, we have seen the DPP take action. And how has he taken action? Through the charging of several legislation, the penal code, the anti-corruption code, all the acts now being utilized. So we are seeing the executive, the president, and the arms of government, the investigating arms of government, plus the judiciary take their position very well. One issue that the president has said that is of critical importance, that nobody will be defended by virtue of his tribe. Nobody is going to go carrying his bags to my village in Nyamira and saying, oh, boss, you know, my people are being targeted. The president has become very clear. You are a thief, and you will carry your own cross. The only right as a lawyer is that if somebody is a thief, the thief will be proved by evidence.
Yeah. Mark, are there any sacred cows in this? Because you do see this, you know, there's some people who are clearly untouchable.
Yeah.
There's some who are untouchable.
You know, the truth of the matter is this, that the tradition in this country is that there are two kinds of cows. Cows from India and cows from here. If you're from here, we sacrifice you. But if you're from India, you're sacred. You know what I mean? In other words, if you have some exposure. But the truth of the matter is this. Whether fortuitously or serendipitously, the carpet has been pulled from their feet. There's just too much scandal. I cannot imagine someone running to number one or number two and saying, hey, listen, you know, we come from the same village. I don't think it's gonna happen. And it's only a matter of time. With the kind of sweep that Hajj has done, it is only a matter of time before these sacred cows have to be hung out to dry. And I pray that these sacred cows have lost their godhood. I hope that they have been stripped of their divine privileges and are therefore mere mortals like us. Because the reality of the matter is this: we need to be able to persecute from the top to the bottom. Everyone needs to be thrown in the slammer, and their families, unfortunately, need to be reduced to poverty. That is why the second part is so important: the forfeiture of property to the state, because you are a thief. Secondly, the other people that need to be punished, and this is now answers your question about sacred cows, because they will say, I do not have direct culpability. But my question is this: we hired a watchman. We got robbed in the morning. Are we keeping the watchman? especially since the thieves didn't cut this watchman. This watchman did not make noise. This watchman did not wake up. Would he still have a job in the morning? So the watchmen who are the CSs and PSs and directors who oversaw a regime that ensured that public coffers were pilfered are as guilty as the rest of them. And if you can't get them in court, let's get them by the stroke of the pen. Fire those people, Mr. President. Fire them for being grossly incompetent, and if not grossly incompetent, complacent in the commitment of murder, because every shilling that was stolen killed a child in this country.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Preach, Mark. Preach. Monica, you want to go to tweets or shall we continue this? Yeah, just one or two, and then we can wrap up. We can wrap up because the tweets will probably be very, Miguna-esque. Yeah.
Brother Jeff, I must congratulate you.
For?
If there are categories in heaven, you're going to a better one than me. How you handled Miguna was excellent. Man, I couldn't have done it, man. You're going to a better heaven. Jesus, you better prepare a special place for this man.
And I made him smile.
Yes, you did.
Imagine, the first time I laughed.
Can you part water too? Can you cross the Red Sea?
I'm going to practice
we're going to Canaan after this.
Gentlemen, let's wrap things up. You were talking about Agenda 4, Dunstan. The president has 4 years. 4 years is no time to achieve this vision of his. Can he do it in the present atmosphere and environment we're in right now? Because obviously there's a lot of talk about 22 right now. A lot of talk. He's trying to get people to focus on this agenda. Can he achieve it?
The president has more time than he even requires. 4 years is a lot of time. The environment, the political environment, is only 1 year, and the president delivers. All that the president will do. And I'm sure now the president is watching and listening. Free advice. Take the administrative position. Sack all the deadwoods. Replace them with people who are objective, people stand for this nation, people are patriotic, they'll deliver. It does not require 10 years to do that. Kibaki didn't take a long time. 2002, we were in negatives. By 2007, 2006, we had hit 7 point something
7.1
GDP.
Right.
7.1 GDP.
Yeah.
How long did it take him? 3 years. We are already at 5 point something. So if the president sacks the people with one executive order, though you'll blame us that we'd go to court,
the lawyers,
the labor
run to
court,
Mark,
to defend them.
they'll run to court.
But let them
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let us go to court.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the country needs to move forward. So the president needs to take it bold, sack people, give the young people power to deliver the results, and within a very short time, everybody will have the big four. We need medical services. We need food security. We need the question about housing.
And
we need the
jobs.
question of jobs. Really, I teach law at the university. Where will my students go if there are no jobs? Jeff, we need those things today. So all that, I'm very confident. The infrastructure is ready. The president has the political will. The people surrounding him have the political will, other than a few turncoats who must go. And in my own perspective is that within a very short time, by next year. But there's a surprise. Have you ever driven anywhere in this country? Have you ever driven, Jeff?
Yes.
Everywhere the roads are being constructed. How long did the president take? From he came to power 2013. The road started in 2014. Walk all over. Everywhere you are walking, you're seeing construction going on. How long did it take? A very short time. All that we need is that the political environment has given the president a golden chance. And let everybody support the president.
Absolutely.
The Migunas should stay outside because they're very disruptive.
I was about to say the side shows, Mark.
Yes.
The side shows
Of the song calls should not be entertained.
Yeah.
That is my position.
Enterprise Kenya, 2002, most optimistic country in the world, robbed by Anglo leasing. Remember that?
Yes.
That's what robbed us of our hope. Today, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has reinvented the wheel. It's a brand new day for Kenya. There's an ugly monster called corruption on the side. He must yank it by its chain and tame it as quickly as possible, which he is doing. The Big Four agenda is a no-brainer. It is an easy thing to do. What he needs to understand is very simple. Fire these people. They'll take us to court. It will cost us 20 million shillings a person. 20 million shillings, Jeff, is many thousands less than 20 billion. That's the reality. If someone is sitting on a salary of 100, 200, 300,000, let's fire them. Let's pay them to go home. But let's save that money because this is an enterprise. And let me tell you something. There is no more political capital left in these deadwood politicians we are seeing. We are seeing them, they're quiet. Do you know why? They only know how to fight. They only know how to abuse each other. They only know how to insult. Unfortunately for them, the opportunity that is there now is an opportunity which the president has talked about. It is an opportunity to work. And for you to work, you have to think. And therefore, those things in their heads that have been idle for a while need to be kicked into high gear, because the reality of the matter is Kenya needs people who can innovate the future that we need, so that now in 2022 we are not voting for my person. We are voting as selfishly as possible. I'm telling every Kenyan, vote as selfishly as possible. Vote for you. Vote for the person who will make sure the road comes to your house, the electricity comes to your house, and there's an industry in your district because you made the right choice. The time is gone for us to think that there's a thing called tribe you can hide in. We need to come into the reality that as Kenyans today, we must agree on one thing, that we must all be selfish, and in that we'll be united, because when I'm selfish, I'll do what is best for me and for this country.
Speaking of selfish or what's best, the handshake, Dunstan, will that last?
Forever. The mood in the country is you cannot disrupt that. It is owned by citizens. It's not owned by Raila Odinga or President Uhuru Kenyatta. It is an ownership of the citizens. People have agreed that we are one. And that's what he said, the momentous occasion. 2002 is with us here. When Kenyans are saying, anything stolen belongs to us. That's what I'm saying. Even lawyers are saying, anybody who has stolen, and there is evidence, there's no lawyer who is going to condone that. So the president and the handshake is here to stay. Anybody daydreaming that he can disrupt that handshake is a waste of time.
That's allow me to say something.
Yes.
On Sunday and on Friday, we'll go to mosques and we'll go to churches.
On Madaraka Day.
On Madaraka Day. Let us do this country a favor. And I hope every pastor is listening to me. The way we like to chase sinners out of church, can we also chase the corrupt? Can we remove them from our deacons and our elders?
Yes.
Because it is the height of immorality. You are literally sleeping with the devil. When someone you've seen in the papers being corrupt is your chief advisor in church, what is he advising?
Or they have a special seat in the front row.
Special seat in the front row. Or they show up and they get to speak in front of the people and teach them what?
And Jeff, governors.
Yes.
We have forgotten 47 governors.
Yes.
The monster of corruption is at the county. We are looking at the national government. What is happening in the counties?
We've devolved corruption.
We've devolved corruption. We need action, both at the national and at the county level. All levels of government. We need action. And let Kenyans know it very well. The money stolen is your money.
Yeah.
Is our money. It's not the government's money. People think there's an entity called government. We are the government. We are the owners of government. Look at Article 1 of the Constitution. We the people.
Yes.
Yeah. It has never been we, President Uhuru Kenyatta, or we, Deputy President William Ruto. It is we the people. Yes. It is our own money. So what I am urging, the voters, yes, you voted after getting 50 shillings.
Yeah.
Look at what is happening in Nairobi.
It's a dump.
It's a dumping. 2 weeks, we are on streets complaining.
Yeah.
Can we put people to task? The voters, Parliament, when the cabinet and people go to Parliament, let vetting be very objective. Let us get men and women who are able to deliver and assist the president and the deputy deliver their vision.
And you know what is key, Jeff? I think we need to have watchman laws in this country. People sitting in parliament must come up with laws that punish CSS, PSS directors on whose watch money was lost. We gave you a job. You let us down. Why do you have a retirement package? Why do you have privileges? Why are you still able to go to Current Country Club and sip on your single malt whiskey? The reality of the matter, there must be consequence to incompetence. If today, Jeff, you are not able to deliver the quality of interviews you deliver, would you still be sitting here?
Oh, my friend.
If these pillows got stolen, would you still have a job?
No.
But people sit in charge of billions being stolen, and then we give them ambassadorial positions. The only ambassadorial position we should give them is to the headquarters of hell.
All right, gentlemen, one final question, and same question to both of you. Dunstan.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, best case scenario moving forward.
The worst case scenario does not exist at this time. It used to be when there was no handshake. The best case scenario, we are now at the moment to move on. Raila Odinga called it Canaan. Now we are here. We have the chance. Let us deliver.
Okay.
Well, and lastly,
yes,
let not everybody be asking, what has the president done? What has the deputy done? Ask yourself, what have you done? What contribution have you done? Security starts with you. Economy starts with you. Development starts with you. So my position is that let the Constitution in Article 3, Jeff, I don't know whether people have read it.
They haven't.
Article 3 says that it is upon every Kenyan to defend the Constitution. It is not about the president. It's not about the DPP. It's not about the ESCC. It's not about the police. Every Kenyan has a duty to defend the Constitution. Article 10 provides the values that we need to defend. Transparency, accountability. Let us deal with the question of the marginalized. Let us respect our women. Let us deal with this country with patriotism. Kenya is one. My position is we are at the moment of takeoff. Nobody can stop us. Nobody can stop us. We are on the flight.
There's a saying, I ain't no snitch. Okay? The truth of the matter is every Kenyan needs to be a snitch. If Mark Bichachi gets an appointment in government and tomorrow he's driving a Land Rover, I stole, snitch.
Yes.
That's what needs to happen.
Yes.
Best case scenario. Let me start with worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is this. This is the last of our worst days. That is the worst case scenario.
Despite more scandals on the horizon?
Do you know why? Do you know why I have this surety? Because none of the scandals have been exposed without a prior interjection from the DCI. The police were already investigating all of these scandals, and that tells me that there's something that has fundamentally changed, and I have to put my hope in the fact that things are changing. Therefore, this is the worst we will ever be. Best case scenario is this: 2022, 1 million new houses across this country. 2022, free healthcare for every Kenyan. 2022, industries, leather industry, ICT industry, water, blue economy, all of these things possible in 2022. I want to live in a country by 2022 where when my daughter falls sick, I don't need to panic whether I have money or not. I want to live in a country that when I take my daughter to school, I am guaranteed they will get a job. I want to live in a country where there are no people begging on the streets because we took care of them. How did we do that? We created cheap housing. We created opportunity for them to go to hospital. And you know what's the hallelujah moment for me? Mortgage at 7,000 shillings a month for a 3-bedroomed house. If that's not paradise, I don't know what is.
My God. I want part of that.
Exactly.
I want part of that.
7,000 shillings a month. That's what the president is promising. And that's where I'm putting my money. Because you know what? If a mortgage is 7,000 shillings a month, how much free economy money would we have? How much more can the Kenyan imagine when rent is not what is killing you with stress?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mark Bichache, Dunstan Omari, you guys have to come back, man.
Absolutely.
You have to come back.
Definitely.
Well
Anytime.
done. Well
Is it
done.
by public demand?
And by the way, happy Madaraka Day to you both.
Happy Madaraka Day to the Kenyans.
Nice one. To everyone.
Yeah.
Even as we are Madaraka guys.
And the Madaraka Express.
Yes.
1 year old.
One year.
Can you imagine?
Moving 200,000-300,000 tons of goods. How many lorries?
Tremendous.
Tremendous. It's amazing.
How long did it take? How long did it take? As I said, the president has been 10 years. 3 years enough.
There you go.
2022, Jeff. You and I, neighbors, 7,000 a month mortgage.
My God.
And wait a minute. Your kids can pay for it too. It's cross-generational.
My goodness.
25-year mortgage. You pay 7,000 shillings. It's cheaper than your rent.
Can you imagine how much free change we'll have?
Yep.
So much.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. It's been great. Wow. Great duo here. We need to have them back because these guys are all right. You guys are all right. You nailed it. You nailed it. After Miguna, this is what we needed.
It's a palate cleanser.
There you go. And to echo Dunstan Omari's words, and JFK said the same thing, ask not what your country can do for you.
Ask what you can do for your country. Yep.
You nailed it. Thanks so much for being a part of JK Live. You know, if it's Wednesday, it is those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. Thanks so much for being a part of this show. It's been incredible, folks. Keep tweeting. That's right. Use the hashtag JK Live. Tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Hot 96 with Jeff and Jalaz. Join us for a smashing laugh a minute time on the hottest breakfast show in all of Africa. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. Good night. Good luck. God bless. And happy Madaraka Day, everybody. God bless this beautiful nation. Thank you, gentlemen.